Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back on GT Sport for a bit of a video that was probably meant to go live about 3-4 weeks ago. Now this is one of the last videos of the 2020 Season 1 Manufacturer Series that we did here on iRacing, on GT Sport even, I should say. So today I sort of wanted to get this out. I've tried to record the round 1 of 2020 Season 2. Hopefully going to be trying to jump in on to a little bit more of that over the coming weeks. But yeah, I wanted to get this video out first because, as you're going to hopefully find out over the space of the next 16 minutes, this is quite possibly one of the best races I think I've ever had on GT Sport. Now, I'll be honest, I had one of those weird nights where I got put in like a really odd lobby full of obscure... I don't know whether it's just no one's playing the game or you just get unlucky or what it is, but I got put in with quite a mixture of people, ranging from A all the way down to E. So we'll wait and see as to how this one goes. But getting ready though for the start, I'm starting in last place, P19 for this one. You can see the Italian Air Force flying over the circuit there, creating the Italian flag in the sky. That's a pretty cool addition to have. But anyway, it's lights out and away we go for the final time of Season 1. We're back obviously in the Huracan for this last race. Hopefully we can try and have a good result here at our home track at obviously infamous Monza. This car very, very good down the straight, so hopefully that should give us a little bit of a helping hand as well there as we head on the run down towards turn 1 here. You can see we're just going to brake nice and tidy. Those yellow flags are already out there as there's a lot of carnage as we head through the first couple of corners. People spinning, a lot of ghosting. Hopefully we can just try and make it through there. We've somehow made up 5 places already through the first couple of corners there, so that's gone all right as we now head down through turn 3 here. Can we get a good run potentially around the outside of the McLaren? No, just moving around a little bit there, a little bit all over the place from the Spaniards, so we might try and go for a bit of a send up the inside into the next chicane, but no, even more yellow flags, a lot of stuff flying around the circuit there. That's the brake boards, the barriers, everything else like that, all gone there as we now head down into the first Lesmo here. Try to have a look up the inside of the Porsche there, the McLaren, and I'm not too sure what that other car was. Scirocco goes back up the inside. That's another couple of places made up as well there as we now head down in towards the second of the Lesmos. A Huracan completely off. That's an interesting rejoin as well, and we're already half a lap in and we've already made up 8 places off the start of this race there, so we've had a good little getaway. You know, I knew headed into this it was mainly going to be about trying to keep it nice and clean and tidy and just seeing where you end up by ideally sort of lap 3, lap 4. Hopefully it'll all calm down. A lot of the really, really bad people will have either crashed or disconnected or rage quit or just be behind us as well. Was sort of what I was hoping for at the moment. But we'll wait and see. Coming towards the final couple of corners though of lap 1, you can see this Cayman getting a little bit feisty over the back of this Scirocco and the Mustang there. That's going to be almost a very, very big lunge coming in to the final corner there. You can see at the final turn we go. Hopefully we can try and look up the inside. That we're going to be 3 wide as we head out of the final corner here, and the Mustang must not be too comfortable at the moment as he's about to get absolutely swamped by 3 cars that are a bit quicker down the straightaways here. Down the front straight once again though, we've got the Scirocco there with the absolute legs around the outside as we head down in towards turn 1. Myself and the Porsche pretty even as we head into the first braking zone there, but we are going to bail out a little bit early. The Mustang tries to come across us just a little bit there. We've got another 3 cars in the gravel trap spinning around as we head through the first corner. So we're now up into P8 and having not actually got past any of the 3 cars we were battling with. So it's all kicking off at the start of this race. However, coming down through Curva Grande once again here, we're going to try and look up the inside. It's going to move to the outside for the second part of the corner there as you head into the chicane. Once again, they're completely around the outside of the Mustang there. The Scirocco gets a little bit loose over the curbs. The Cayman still holding on just ahead of me there as we head down into the first Lesmo. Once again, going to try and look for another look up the inside, but the Cayman just braking a little bit earlier there. Actually really, really impressed him. Managed to hang on to that around the outside there. I honestly thought we were going to see him off in the gravel trap and out of the way there, but he did a fantastic job to hang on in there. But now as we head down the next straight, we've got a couple of cars with penalties. We're now up into P5 of the race there, from 19th on the grid, and we're not even at the end of lap 2 at the moment. So this has been quite a good little start for ourselves as we try and head down into Ascari there. They came and given us a big squeeze there, and the penalties seem to have been sorted on GT Sport. I think that's a fair 1 second penalty, because had we not lifted out of that, we probably would have had a very big crash there. As once again, he's going to try and give me another squeeze. We're going to have to get the elbows out this time out as we try to have a look around the outside of him as we head out of Ascari there. And yeah, we're now up into P4 of the race. I was pleasantly surprised by the fact he didn't go for a send on us as we head in towards the final couple of corners of the lap there. But anyway, now moving up into P4 of the race though, and now hopefully the field is going to spread out just a little bit here. We've got 15 seconds to the race leader there. He was absolutely bolted off the start of this race, but I still felt like the pace was good. I definitely felt like P2 was going to be on the cards in this race if we kept it all together there. But once again, the Porsche very late on the brakes there. I was aware of the move, but honestly didn't think he'd get it slowed down there. But luckily we get a much better run on the exit there, so it's just going to cost us both a little bit of time, in all honesty, and neither of us really gain anything out of it as well there. So now back up into P4 of the race. We can try and focus on closing up to the guys further up the road here. As you can see, just 1 lap later here, now slowly closer to the back of the Spaniard in P3 there. I think he's in another Huracan if I'm not mistaken. As we head through Ascari there, he's going to pick himself up a 1 second penalty. I was wrong, I think it's actually an NSX as we head down on towards the final couple of corners of this lap there. Can we potentially go for a bit of a send up the inside? We're going to really get close there. He's going to go defensive, completely misses braking point there, and that's going to be a much easier move than I ever anticipated, as he's somehow found the gravel trap through the final corner here, and that's quite an impressive skill, I'll be honest, around Monza. So anyway, we're now up into the podium places though, 1 second to the guy in front as we set a new fastest lap of the race as well there, sneaking it down into the 157s already in this race. And we were on a set of the hard compound tyres. We were looking to try and go hard mediums in this race there. As the Lambo, he serves a penalty as well, so we're now up into P2 of this race there. And the Italian up the road, only 12 seconds in front of us. Now at the moment he's still on a set of the mediums, like, if I'm not mistaken, so he's going to have to try and take the hards to the end, so hopefully we should be a bit quicker in the dying stages of this race. But I mean, at the moment we're already taking time out of him. I don't know if you remember, at the end of lap 1 we're about 11 seconds behind him here, so despite having to still battle a lot of carnage, everything like that, we are taking time out of the race leader at the moment, and we've still got a long way to go in this race as we head now down in through the final corner then of lap 5, pretty much now getting towards the halfway stage of this race, just over 10 minutes in, and yeah, we're getting into a rhythm now. Hopefully we can get a quiet couple of laps in, we can just pound out some laps and slowly but surely take time out of the leader here as we head back down in towards Taiwan here, already up to over 150 miles an hour there, not quite using 7th gear as we head into the first corner there, getting it slowed down nice and tidily, but the same cannot be said for the other Huracan there. I'm not too sure if that was on purpose or accident or completely missed his brakes or trying to ram or what, but that's going to cost us both quite a bit of time now. We lose a good 3 seconds because of that as well, nearly 4 seconds actually to the race leader there, and yeah, really not too sure what that was all about. We didn't do anything that I remember to aggravate that, so I hope he missed his braking point, but if that was an attempted ram, didn't really work out all too well for him nonetheless though. Coming on though to the end of the lap, you can see the Italian in the race lead was going to dive it in to the pit lane here, so he's going to try and have to take a set of the hard compounded tyres right the way through to the end of this race, but we'll wait and see as to what he can manage in that Scirocco there. We're just going to come out ahead of him, so he has basically got a pit stop advantage over us at the moment there. You can see we're going to be about 1.5 seconds up the road as we head down into T1 there, but you can see over the next couple of laps though, despite having the fresher tyres there, we were able to open up another couple of second margin over the Scirocco as well, so we were doing an alright job at the moment as we head into the pit lane. Going to move on to a set of the medium compound tyres there. The Italian's already gone flying back past us as we get some fuel in the car there. Obviously Monza, pretty much, obviously a high percentage of the lap is on full throttle there, so we do burn through a lot of fuel. Going to top up and add a little bit extra just in case there. And we're going to come back out in P4 of the race there as we head down towards someone. It might actually be P5 there. You can see the that's the Spaniard again in the Cayman there. The man that's very, very good on his brakes. Just to get him back around the outside of us as we head down through the first couple of corners there. So hopefully we should be able to, he actually ends up in the gravel trap through turn 1. So yeah, we're back up now into P4. We've got 5 laps to go with this race. The gap to the leader, 14 seconds at the moment. But obviously we've still got another couple of cars that we need to try and navigate here if we want to move back up towards the leader and really, really focus on him. And the first one was going to be the Huracan. A little bit worried about trying to get around him after what happened earlier on in the race, but we'll see what he tries to do this time around there. He's indicating to the left. I'm not too sure what that's all about. We're going to get a good run, though, out of Ascari. And are we going to be able to get around him? Is he going to try anything on us again? You can just see him on the inside, just watching there. He's certainly going to give us a very, very aggressive squeeze as we head in towards the final couple of corners there. But pretty even on the brakes. We're going to let him take the apex, try to get the switch back if we possibly can out of the final corner there. But I think he's going to dive it down into the pit lane here on the end of the lap, as well as P2. So we got 5 laps now to go of this race there. Leader 14 seconds up the road there. It's not impossible. We got a fresher set of tyres. We got a quicker set of tyres. And obviously we do seem to be a bit of a quicker driver at the moment as well. I mean, we managed to set the fastest lap on those hards. So we'll wait and see as to what we can do over these next couple of laps here. And you can see, fast forwarding then onto the end of lap 10, the gap had come down by 3 seconds on that lap alone here. So 4 laps to go, the gap down to 11 seconds there as we set a 56.9 on the end of that lap as well there. So quite happy with that as well. And I'm sure the leader at the moment, I don't know if he's trying to fuel save or what, but that surely you've got to notice that. It's not something you don't really sort of see in a race there. End of lap 11, another 3.2 seconds taken out of him there. A 57.4 that time round as well. The pace was looking to stay fairly consistent between now and the end of the race there. 2 laps to go. The gap under 6 seconds there. A 5.7 to the race leader there. We only took 2 seconds out of him on that lap, but still, you know, those medium tyres are really, sorry, those hard tyres even I should say, are really, really going to start going off towards the end of this race there. End of lap 13, another 3 seconds taken out of him on that lap there. So as we head now on to the final lap of this race, the gap now down to just 2.8 seconds between us as we head over the start-finish line here. So there's a chance at the moment there. You can see the consistency since we pit there. A 56.9, a 57.4, a 57.5, a 57.6. We were feeling quick. We were feeling confident at the moment, and we've just got 1 more lap to try and close down the margin there. Heading through turn 1, you can see we make a lot of time on the exit of the corner there. Another half a second taken out of him before we even get out in towards the next couple of corners here. As we head through, you can see at the moment though, we're just pretty much spending all of our time looking at the timing delta here, breaking down just under the bridge, or the gantry even I should say, into the second chicane. There are another couple of tenths taken out of him in the braking zone here, but it was really in the traction that we seem to make up a lot of time. There are another 4 tenths taken out of him as we head now in towards Lesmo 1. Probably not so much of an opportunity there, as you can see. He actually runs wide though through the first of the Lesmos there. Another 3 tenths taken out of him through the second Lesmo. Just trying to keep it nice and tidy there. Don't want to understeer wide, completely ruin our chance if we run into the gravel trap there. And you can see now the gap hovering just over 1 second here. Obviously the magical 1 second mark on GT Sport. We need to get a good run through Ascari. Quick but careful here. Brake just at the 2 cones. Attack the first curbs there. 3rd gear. Rotate the car through up into 4th gear there as we head through the second part. Completely pinned as we head out of Ascari there. You can see just how much time we've gained on the leader there. We're in the slipstream. The gap now down to just 2 tenths of a second here. 1 tenth of a second. He's obviously going to try and play it defensive. We move to the outside as we head in towards the final corner there. He gives us a punt though. He's going to try and do everything he can to hold on to the lead of this race. He sees we get the run around the outside there. He tries to pit maneuver us as well, but you can see on the radar it doesn't work out for him in the end. And through the final corner, that is going to be a last to first with a last corner overtake for the win there. And I mean, after the race he apologised, saying it was by accident. Not too sure that was the case, in all honesty. But at the end of the day though, I think we were the only 2 that didn't get a single penalty in that race. Obviously the first couple of laps really did define that for us we're able to sneak our way through and get ourselves up into the podium places very early on, and then we could just hunt down the leader as well. And just over those last few laps, the gap was coming down so rapidly. I really did feel like anything was possible there. You can see the Huracan in P3, 28 seconds back when all is said and done there. The NSX in P4, 46 seconds back, and the Huracan in 5th, 54 seconds back, but they did have a couple of penalties between them there. The Spaniard in the Cayman did a good job in P6 ahead of another Cayman in 7th. The Mustang in 8th, the 650S, who I think started P18, managed to half his grid slot and come through in P9 there. But yeah, that is 18 places made up in 14 laps and a last corner overtake for the race victory. It doesn't get much better than that on GT Sport, but like I said, there weren't many points available for this race nonetheless. So you know, it was very good though at the end of the day. I did thoroughly enjoy that race. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video as well. If you did, make sure you do get yourself subscribed for more Gran Turismo Sport content on the channel. Like I said, we've done round 1 of the new season as well, so that will hopefully be coming over the next couple of weeks, but we've got plenty of content that is going to be coming to this channel over the next few weeks there. But coming down into pit road, the number 2 car takes home the W there. Things you love to see on GT Sport. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you guys next time, where we will be back for 2020 Season 2.